I've got an unusual situation that landed in my lap. This is a 5,000 square foot house plus, and the things that are left in here are going to go down with the house. I had a mutual friend that referred me on this one, and I'm here trying to clean out what I can. Like, this is a Hooker brand table and things. I won't be taking the large items. I'll be trying to sell those online. Today is Friday, and they have to be out next Tuesday of anything that's not going to go down with the house. So I just thought I'd show you real quick. They're out back looking at a train car that is full of stuff and seeing if they can maybe move it to a different property down the road that a family member owns. But we've got all kinds of stuff in here. All kinds of collectibles. Got things that I've pulled aside already to try and sell. All kinds of books. I'm showing you real quickly because I've got to get busy. I've got to set up for a sale that I've got to have this weekend, and I decided to just take their stuff instead of my stuff this time. So we've got all kinds of stuff in here. Oh my goodness. If I can, I'll show you upstairs when I get to the upstairs. A lot of Asian art. We've got a media room upstairs. We've got all kinds of outdoor stuff, benches, and so forth. I'm sorry, I'm going fast. I'll show you some stuff upstairs when we get up there. But oh my, we got a lot of stuff to do. As you can tell, I'm hot and tired. I don't have a camera mount. I am practically windburned. We were moving so fast in this house. This was kind of an unexpected, oh my goodness, when I got in this house and it had this much stuff in it, and I didn't even show you the half of it. Oh my goodness, we got to the end of it all. I've been there almost 3 hours, and when we got to the end of it all, I ended up having the mother-in-law that was kind of helping with things for her daughter-in-law. She came through and she said, "Oh, I forgot to show you the attic," and I was like, and I already had, I don't know if y'all can see, well, you can't even see because it's so full back there. Oh my goodness, it is so full, it's just unreal. But pretty much the bottom line of it is that, oh my goodness, my hair is awful. I was supposed to get it cut today. That didn't happen at all, and it's not going to happen. So I got too much other stuff going on. Basically, I got down there and I was going intentionally to look at some of the really large pieces to try and get them sold. Like I said, by next Tuesday is really the last day. I mean, that would have to be the day that we sold it and it got on a trailer and it left the house. We don't have any other time. That's the day that they have to kind of turn it back over to the attorneys. That being said, I actually initially was supposed to be loading up the SUV. This is a borrowed one from my kids because I usually drive a little Saturn. I don't need a whole lot of hauling anymore. And, well, except for today. And I had borrowed this because I thought, well, I'm going to set up for a rummage sale, a church rummage sale. I do like a twice a year flea market type of thing, and I sell booze and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? It's tomorrow. And then I got this phone call about this one and the time element and all of that kind of stuff. So on the drive down there, it took about 40 minutes to get down there. And on the drive down there, I thought, stuff that is left in that house is not going to get sold, and I'm not going to make any money off of it, neither are they. They have moved 90% of the stuff that's in the home that they thought would be sellable, and she's pretty good on it because she used to work for a museum system, and they have a lot of really neat collectibles and you know, antique items and things like that. Well, let me snooze my alarm. It keeps telling me I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Yeah, I know. She knows, you know, what those things are, and they've got a 3-car, I think it's a 3-car garage that is jam-packed. You cannot even walk into it with things that I'm going to be selling after they turn the estate back over to the house, to the attorneys for the house. So the items I was looking at today was things that they couldn't physically put anywhere. They didn't have any place to put it in their new home, which is about 5 or 6 miles away from this home. They couldn't give it away. They are going to have to leave it with the house, and that was the items that I was looking at, and I still saw all kinds of stuff, you know. So I've got a truckload full because I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know, they're not going to care what I'm bringing and whose stuff it is or anything else. I'm going to take this to the rummage sale tomorrow instead of pulling things out of my storage. So that's what I've done, is load it one time, and I'm going to take it over to the sale and start setting up today so that I can be there in the morning at 7:30 and hopefully sell some of this stuff. Then I've got to go back Sunday. This is a day in the life, in case you hadn't noticed. This is how my life works here lately. Then I go back Sunday at church. My new granddaughter is getting dedicated at church, so we've got to do that morning, and then I've got to shoot over to my upcoming estate. It's one of the last ones I'm going to take care of, and it's the one from my in-laws, my ex-in-laws, my ex-husband and his mom, and they're both moving into other situations, and so I'm going to help them with that. And that is the middle of May. This is now the end of April, almost the very end of April. My arm's getting tired. I need that car mount. But it's the situation of that's not going to be until the middle of May, so I'm trying to kind of shift around things. So some of this stuff that doesn't sell will probably go to that situation, and I'll probably just have to work it in over there on Sunday. And I've also got to meet a buyout vendor on Sunday to hopefully sell him furniture at the estate that's coming up. Go on and pre-sell some of the furniture and things, because we just want to get it moved. It's kind of the same situation. It goes down with the house. It goes out on the road. You know, they've got to get it gone because she can't take it with her and she's not going to store it. So I've got to meet him that day, and once I get done with all of that, then I'll probably go back to this house that I just came from, and I'll take other load. When she said we hadn't even been in the attic, I go up there and it's all of these Disney costumes and things that he bought online, and like brand new, you know, stuff, adult size costumes, like skating type of things or party type of things or whatever. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I did all. So anyway, can you tell I'm excited? This is interesting. Anyway, I don't know how much money I'm going to make for them on this, but it's just exciting to have these type of things that, you know, unexpectedly. I thought I was going to look at a bunch of books, which I did. So I've got all of those. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff I could sell over there. I don't know that any of it will get sold, but at the very end, they told me, which, my heart was just, you know, I wish I had about 2 or 3 more weeks. They've got a train car at the back of the property, and I think I mentioned this in the first clip that I put on here. They have a train car at the back of the property that's full of stuff. It's got a tandem bike in it that's like brand new. It's got all kinds of projection equipment. It's just all kinds of stuff. But her family that's building the house down the street, and this family that she's got and her stuff or whatever, their stuff is all commingled in this thing. And so what they're going to have to do is they had talked about for $350 they could get it moved to the new property, but they've still got groundbreaking and stuff going on at this house, and it's getting built. So it's just going to be more trouble than it's worth, and I won't be able to get in there, and it's just breaking my heart because I'm sitting there going, oh my goodness, it's no telling what's in there, because they haven't even touched that one. She said it's all kinds of collectibles and everything, so it's just kind of one of those situations. I went, oh, you know, but I'm just going to go on what I've got. So I am answering questions about the rummage sale. That's my next thing. The estate business is kind of interesting. It just has you doing the next thing. And so my next thing right now, I've got lots of texts coming in, and I've got a lot of people asking questions and different things like that. And one lady says, oh, the pastor's wife of the church told me I could have 2 tables at the rummage sale tomorrow. And I'm like, I've sold all of them. So this lady has all of her stuff loaded into her car, and I got to try and figure out a way to squeeze her in somewhere. And I told her, I said, well, I can put you out in the foyer on a table. And she said, well, that'll work just perfect for me. She says, because I do tissue box covers. And I went, so, anyway, God is good. He's going to let her have have the outside little foyer area there, and she's happy with that. So she's going to show up tomorrow, and she doesn't have to pay anything for that because I told her, I said, I'll just give you that space. You can just have that space. My life is so interesting. All I want to do most of the time is sit on a porch and watch the day go by and hold my grandbaby, but it doesn't work out that way. Got an interesting life. I'm very grateful for it and very thankful for it, and I'm off to the next place. Hopefully I'll see you there. Well, we got our stuff set up for the rummage sale tomorrow. I've got a little bit of stuff I'm going to bring tomorrow, but this is a lot of what I brought out of that estate in Hernando. Stuff that was just going to the trash if I didn't bring it out and save its life. Leg lamp, that's one of the real big ones. Isn't that cool? It works. Budweiser clock, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies, of course, and coins, all kinds of funky stuff, Disney stuff, big Mickey Mouse, a lot of signs and things like that. I got her to help me while I was loading stuff. She pulled aside all of these that are brand new. We have tons that's not brand new that I'll probably pull out next week, but pulled those out. A lot of those down there, little plant stands, stuff like that. Bunch of the pretty decorative crosses. Willow tree. I hear Becky starting up. She's ready to go home. A lot of the just funky art type of things and stuff. Funky sales. Little Elvis. Some of the canes, things like that. My daughter and Becky brought stuff, so we've got that all set up over here. This is some more stuff I brought out. Some of the statues from the Philippines. Indiana Jones style hat. Big cat that if I don't sell it for a certain price, I'll probably end up buying. Got the a lot of the different artwork. I got a free easel from somebody, so I brought it up here. It's all wonky, but it'll sell. Paintings. I pulled out paintings. Pulled out all kinds of stitchery. And what's on this side? That's just the case, but that's really a neat piece right there. Toilet tissue holders. That's funny. So anyway, oh, and here's our door greeter. We got him, the wrestler. But that's our stuff. And then we'll have other vendors tomorrow, and I'll probably tack it onto this one. Do some filming tomorrow. Once this gets done, then the leftovers are probably going to Olive Branch to the next estate in the booth, and then I'll be loading up some more. So we'll see what we can get out of this one that we can save from the landfill. Ultimate sale. We'll see how we do. It is Saturday morning, April the 27th, and we are going to have a Got Junk in Our Trunk flea market today. This is the day that you want to come out and get some really good deals. Right now, no one is here except me and the birds. It's a little bit early. I've got vendors that should be showing up pretty soon, but we are at Graceland Christian Church. This is where I usually square dance on Monday nights. You got to forgive me, I've had allergy attacks all week. We're gonna have a lady set up here in the hall. We've got the undertaker. He's keeping watch over everybody. He can be the bouncer. My stuff got set up yesterday so that I can be available to my vendors, and so I've got a lot of cool stuff from that estate in Hernando. Got the leg lamp going. I've got the Budweiser sign going. The Grizzlies. A lot of cool stuff. Becky and I are going to share this, and then my daughter Samantha brought some of the kids' stuff. We're trying to get kind of purged and cleaned out to hopefully be moving soon, so I told her it was a good opportunity. She gets a free booth. I charge for the vendors, but otherwise we get a free booth. As the day wears on, I'll try and get some film. Don't know how much I'm going to get. I hope I'm really busy. But if we don't put it out, they don't know we have it, right? I like this saying that the church has. It's a very funny thing about life. If you refuse to accept anything but the best, you very often get it. I like that. We're going to take the best today. Let's try and get some money. Well, we've got a few vendors that have shown up. Vendors are notoriously late. Actually, they're not late. We've got a few people that set up before. We've got a few new ones coming. We've got two that paid for inside booths, but they will probably be setting up outside because it's supposed to be nice today. Got a variety of anything that's legal being sold. I don't care if they have animals, I don't care what they have. That's Marcel and Kathy from Why Not's Treasures. I met them at one of my estate sales and we've become fast friends. And they came and set up another one that I had. So we are excited. Pretty soon it will be full of people. We are back at the Hernando estate again. Today is the last day that we have an opportunity to do any kind of clean out. I brought my good friends Becky and Larry, and we loaded Larry up with Indiana Jones. I'll show a picture probably at the end of the video or the first of it, and you can see that. This is Bram Stoker movie set. We had the mirror things. We're going to have to leave that in the house. Have no place to put it, unfortunately. So a lot of the collectibles and things. We do have things out on the porch. These are some of the items I'm going to be loading into my car. Got German lamps. A lot of the older decor, mirrors, things like that. Fireplace pieces. He traveled all over the world, and so there were a lot of things that he brought back. These are all the Disney costumes, the adult size. Tandem bike. Don't know if we're going to have room for that, unfortunately. Artwork, statues, and then they told us about a container. They are actually burning things to get it out of the container so they can move the container. And we are going to take a look at what is potentially their burn pile and see if there's anything that we can pick out of there at the last minute. And we'll see if we can sell them. Lots to do. Well, this may end up filming and it may not. I've only got about 12% battery left. But we went the second day to the Hernando estate and we pulled out everything possible that we can. The only thing that we had to leave that was just too heavy for anybody to pull down 3 flights of stairs, especially me, was a tabletop slot machine type thing or whatever. It's going to be a real slow sale on that one, that particular one or whatever, so we went on and left it. There were plenty of items left in the area and in the back container. We were actually able to get into the back container, as it turns out, and we're able to pull out some collectibles from there. A couple of bikes that we had to leave. Tandem bike that's probably worth, on the retail market now, is probably worth about $400 or $500. And I had to leave an old Huffy bike that was from the 70s that was in pretty good shape and stuff, but we just don't have any more room for it. There's just no room anywhere, and I sent out call out to people that could come by and pick it up today, but they want to be out of the house today. It's the next to last day of April, and they just want to be done with this. So I had to kind of just pick and choose what we could take. I took Becky and Larry down with me, and we filled up both their SUVs, well, their truck and their SUV, and we filled up mine. As you can see, it's full again. We did get Indiana Jones out, so we rescued him. And Larry is going to put him in his hippie shop down in Hernando, Mississippi. So we're going to see if he'll sell. We've got festivals coming up, a couple of festivals in May, and we'll see if we get any bites on him. If not, it'll still be a cool piece to put in the shop and see if we can draw some business for them and possibly sell something like that. We'll see. We'll have local pickup, eBay pickup, and it'll probably be on, you know, certain terms or whatever. I'll pay them to put it on consignment there, and I'll pay them out of my consignment side. So all in all, even though I am absolutely slap worn out at this point in time, this is going to be probably a decent estate that we're going to do as a consignment. It'll probably be a lot of long tail items, but we'll see what happens with it, and we will take you along for the journey as we can. It's probably going to be plugged into some other videos over a period of time, maybe as much as a year, you know, before we get everything cleaned out, because we've got 3 storage garages that are just full almost to the top and forward, and each of those is like a 20 by 20, so we've got a whole lot that we've got to do. So we'll see how all of this works out, and I'll try in future videos to let you know, hey, this came from the Hernando estate. This is the one where it was going to the trash if we didn't salvage it. So it's kind of a good feeling, although, again, like I said, I'm just totally worn out. This has been a really, really long week. We dropped some things off at the Olive Branch estate that we've got mid-May. And since it was my in-laws and stuff, they were willing for me to bring things over there and kind of pad their estate a little bit with this other lady's estate items, so it helps everybody. It's kind of a win for everybody. So hopefully we'll get a lot of those sold. And I'm headed out, believe it or not, to do a trash run and see if I can get 1 or 2 little items to maybe take down to my booth this week, and probably do that in a couple of days. I've got a couple of days of eBay listing that I need to do. eBay sales have been extremely slow because I haven't listed in about 5 days, so I've got to get over there and get some of that done the next couple or 3 days of shipping done and things like that tomorrow. But other than that, I am probably gonna at least attempt to stay in my jammies most of the next 48 hours and then hit it running again. So that's what my life is. This is a day in the life with a estate liquidator. This is what you get.